What's good, y'all? Dark Alliance here. Quite late, sorry about that. Got some final exams coming up. Coming late is better than never, I guess. I know it's like it's supposed to be another video today, but I didn't have my time, okay? My final exams had their own say. Today we have another game review. Since my deep oaken build ideas pump is a bit exhausted, I will be reviewing a game that was nominated for the 2024 Game Awards, and in my opinion deserved to win. However, Astrobot wasn't a bad contender either. My fellow gamers, this is 9 Souls. Though, before we start, don't forget to subscribe, share the video, drop a like, and leave a comment down below of what you think. Or maybe leave a suggestion, I listen to those. Anyway, I'll leave it to the video. Nine Souls is a 2024 indie action platform game. I swear to God, man, I'm turning into a sucker for indie games at this point. I don't know, AAA games aren't in the zone right now. Developed and published by Red Candle Games, developed on Unity Engine. I know what I said before on Unity Engine, but hey, this type of games, like, you gotta use Unity Engine for it. But just don't use it as a commercial part, because it's really not commercial. Set in the Chinese fantasy futuristic world, which the developers describe as the Tao Punk. IDK what that means. Like, come on man, I don't know what that means. Aside from it having to do with a religion called Taoism, which apparently is also linked to martial arts, which takes us to the basic mechanics. We have an attack mechanic composed of 3 hits, a combo, in which the 3rd hit does extra damage. The attacking seems like a form of martial art in which the Taoism martial art comes into play. Did I mention that after some point you can actually hold the attack button to charge a great sword thrust? Well, yeah, there you go, I mentioned it. The second most important mechanic is my favorite mechanic, and it's honestly any deep oaken player favorite mechanic. You know what I'm talking about. It's parrying. But this time, parrying has 2 types. Perfect and normal ones, or as the game calls it, precise parries, and normal ones. Parries in general fill a talisman slot for you, which can be used to do a Naruto paper bomb attack called Ki Blast or Shi Blast. I don't know, I'm not Chinese, man. To greatly damage opponents, which by the way, M1s don't do much damage here, so yeah, you're better off using some talisman here. But what is the difference between perfect / precise and normal? Well, normal parries deplete a little bit of health partially, called the internal damage, which can put you in a pinch quickly if you fumble once. However, you regenerated gradually or regenerated by, you guessed it, perfect parries, which do not punish your parrying and instead awards it and gives you the chance to apply talisman right after parrying, as it got no end lag. Parrying and attacking can be enhanced via our next mechanic, which may not be much of a favorite, but it's still a cool mechanic, the skill tree, which consumes skill points gained through level up or a Tao / Great Tao fruit. By the way, you have 54 skill points per run divided between levels and fruits, so yeah, you've got some exploring to do and collectibles to get. Skills can make you deflect projectiles or even increase your deflected projectile damage, maybe even add more Ki Blast slots so you can deal more damage via one talisman, or even make you able to hold the keybind to detonate only a specific amount of slots in one talisman, or even the whole 5 because the maximum amount is 5 slots. We also have the Azure Bow, which can deal a lot of damage to crowds or large enemies depending on variant, and there are variants for arrows, and they're quite useful depending on the situation. And of course, can't forget healing, which is done with a medicinal pipe, which of course can be increased via an item, or you can increase its effect or potency via another item. The currency is called Jin, which can be used to buy various items and upgrades such as Jades, in which Jades are items that give you perks. Think talismans in Hollow Knight, which of course takes a Jade slot or more depending on the strength of the perk, and you can increase these slots via buying or finding a computing unit. Death in this game is quite punishing. You lose all money and EXP upon death and will need to kill whatever killed you unless it's environment to regain it back, and of course if you die again you lose it all, like in a Souls, or should I say Souls game. Get it? Because they both have the same pronouns. Whatever. Let's talk about designs. The game takes on a cartoony style, much like Hollow Knight, which is a major pros for this game design. And the enemies are mostly Asian based, the basic samurai foot soldier, or the Kendo school students based enemies, or even the Indonesian based assassins armed with throwing knives and a crambit looking knife. The designs are diverse, yet very flowy. Each area has its own unique design and enemy design, which keeps the game fresh, as each of these has their own attack and attack timings that make this game have a sense of difficulty. The plot of the game is a bit ambiguous at first, much like other Souls, or should I say... Okay, I understand, I will stop, man. But the gist of it is some aliens look like felines, cat-like, are using humans as livestock by giving them blessings, which are science-based. So the humans give sacrifices each year for those blessings, when it's just those Solarians, which is by the way their race name, using science and tech to manipulate their lives. The protagonist is against 9 mighty souls, which are called members of the council. Basically, the protagonist, Yi, is out to collect the seals of all the other souls to have full authority over the area. Not gonna spoil much because the story is quite good, and I wish if you would experience it more yourself. Concluding this review, the game is really a great experience, though it might be a bit long with that 21.5 hours for main story. I swear to God, man, AAA games gotta learn from indie games at this point. That's only excluding the secrets and side quests. 9 Souls is such a deep experience, well fleshed out and not so rushed, though I might complain that the plot is sometimes very ambiguous, leaving you, the player, out of the loop, not to mention the furry stuff that's in the game. Ooh, yeah, what the hell, man. Even if it's later on, I give the game 9.5 out of 10, just because of these issues. I'm not gonna lie, furry isn't my type, okay? You can be furry, fair and square, I don't care, man. You can be a cat, you can be a dog, just stay away from me, okay? I don't want it all over my face. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. Again, I apologize for not uploading last week. That's all I got. See ya.